First, hello, Phoenix. Good evening. Good evening, Phoenix. Think we will just get right into it. Da-da-da-da. All right. How are you, Phoenix? What's going on? How'd the game dev be going? Oh yeah. I, I was supposed to wake up 3 hours earlier and do go. Now I have less time, but I thought I'll just try to get a little bit done at least a half hour of go and then more God of War. Oh yeah. Showed it tonight to some old school sea friends. Nice. What did they think? Too close to the metal. I've never done anything with graphics with one. Oh, excuse me. Baby steps. They'll get there. I mean, maybe me. I'll also take a crack at game dev. Let me pop out the chat for the other platforms. Come and get it. I probably will start with Godot so I know what it takes to build a game, and then probably move on to something like Odin. And who knows, Jai might be out by then. It's good fun, but it's not easy. Would say from dipping your little toe in. Yeah, I mean, I'll take the challenge. Only issue is time and having to go to the office every day. I was so dead today. I ended up napping for 5 hours. Okay, Go does not have classes. However, you can define um play a little bit more chill. Yes, so I can focus. Method is a function with a special receiver argument. Okay. The receiver in its own argument list between the func keyword and the method name. In this example, the absolute method has a receiver type vertex named v. between the func keyword and the method name. So this is the arguments list. And then it returns float before. Okay. Create a type vertex, a struct type. A vertex struct. Takes in x, y, both 464. And we return the square root. Oh, absolute. Okay. What? Take in combining data and object like a struct with some ability. Take in V. Why do we say V vertex? We name the type, a receiver type of vertex named V. Okay. And we name the vertex V. Okay. And then V times X. Hello, Ludo Gramming. Wanted to always give that language a go. You should. I mean, I'm very new, very early. I just went through the basics on a tour of Go. And now I'm on methods. After I finish this, I want to do like, I think I might do a couple like exorcism exercises to strengthen. And then take on a code crafters challenge. Let's see. Code crafters. I guess building your own shell is the start. So you need to be fluent. Yeah. So how does it work? Yo, Dan. What's up, Dan? Dan, man, I was just thinking about you earlier today. I haven't reached out in a bit. Thank you for 11 months. Hope you're well. Dan, I committed to hair transplant. I'm doing it on Thursday. Ask you anything? Um, yeah, yeah, for real. The doctor that I met last week was much better than the previous one. They guided me through the whole process very well. Yeah, very nicely. And I told, like, because I'm possibly going on vacation. Well, there's a dent in those plans because I got my Korean visa rejected. And I wanted to do it after the vacation. It's like, don't worry, take your time. Some people get nervous, so they didn't like try to force me into it or anything. They wanted to make sure that I was confident. But like the way that they conducted themselves just like inspired confidence. Not sure the nether regions. We're really killing ourselves out here. Bruh. They take it from the donor areas, so areas in my head that are thicker in here, and they're gonna take like 4,500 grafts, and this is the state of my head right now. The back of my head specifically is weaker over here and a little bit there. It's not fun, and I miss having hair. Did wonders for it. Did wonders for a lot of people. A lot of people who did hair transplants are have recommended, like wait, no, let me a lot of people who did hair transplants recommend doing hair transplants. So yeah. And going full Vin Diesel is cheaper, but I don't like maintaining it. Also, it's not that expensive. Like I was expecting it to be insane. It's gonna cost me around 1.8k USD, which is, yeah. See, you think it'd be insanely expensive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The previous doctor that I went to that like just had a 3-second look at my head and then went direct to price, it made me like not want to go to them. They were a lot more pricier. And it includes everything, follow-ups, the medication that they'll give me to like take in the following months, all in one package. Okay, 5 to 10k, Jesus. And everyone keeps recommending Turkey, and they say it's cheap, but like it includes, it's still pricier than this, and it's more like if you want to have a mixed tourism with doing the hair transplant. And the fact that I'd probably have to do a follow-up visit, I don't want to have to travel all over again, blah blah blah. V vertex abs. All right, so we define the vertex and I put the vertex into the function. Okay, but why is it v dot abs? This is a method, not a function. Wait, it's a type of function. And you define the arguments before the function name. Nice. Okay. How can things be that cheap in KSA? You'd expect higher prices. I mean, depends. Doctors that have really made name for themselves charge really high. Prob learn in boot.dev/prime. Oh, they have, yeah. I could do. What do they have? Concrete variable, which is a struct. Oh, they do have Go. I can add that to it. What's their pricing? 6-7. Okay, 6-7 per month, not bad. Better for a beginner than Codecrafters. I assume it's more guided. Yeah, but Go comes after Python. I think it's late in the syllabus. We'll see. If I purchase it, it'll put me on like a time limit, which can be a good thing because I'll push myself more. Um, but also then I don't have the time. Sometimes I just want to play games at the end of the day. Remember, method is a function with the receiver argument. Here, add the regular function with no change in functionality. And this works too. 5. Yo, Zeno. Good to see you, Zeno. Methods continued. You can declare uh, after I get the hair transplant, I want to get a PNG tuber. I'm looking for candidates when someone send this GIF, this PNG. So I asked my friend Halls to make the same one with eyes open and the mouth open, and then we'll get a PNG tuber of this. I like it a lot. You can declare a method on non-struct types too. In this example, we see a numeric type, myFloat, with an ABS method. You can declare a method with receiver whose type is defined in the same package as the method. You cannot declare a method with a receiver whose type is defined in another package, which includes the built-in types such as int. myFloat func f named f that is the type myFloat. Absolute returns float. If f is less than 0, return. What is this? Is this a built-in type? A built-in return float. Yeah, it is James soon prefer it to gaming. Yeah, that's true. I need to boss like I want to get through my backlog. Mix it the two. We'll see. Return float 64 negative f. Else return float 64 f. Why do we say float 64 here? You cannot declare a method with receive whose type is defined in another package, which includes the built-in types such as int, typecast. So you're just forcing it to return float 64. Because because we are already taking in a float 64. Why are we forcing it again? Is my question. Func main f float negative math squirt. For which role? Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Oh shit, what? Are you live? Oh. Are you live? How did the collaboration work? No, just clicked the wrong button. Hope you're okay, Dan. Not okay, yeah. I understand. Dad, you can declare methods with pointer receivers. This means the receiver type has literal syntax for some type T. Also, T cannot itself be a pointer, such as this means the receiver type has literal syntax for some type T. Also, T cannot itself be a pointer such as pointer to int. For example, the scale method here is defined on star vertex. Methods with pointer receivers can it's just life. Life happened. Life happens. To which the receiver points as scale does here. Since methods often need to modify the receiver, pointer receivers are more common than value receivers. Often need to modify the receiver. Try removing the star from the declaration of scale on line 16. Observe how the program's behavior changes. With the value receiver, the scale method operates on copy of the original vertex value. The same behavior as any other function. The scale method must have a pointer receiver to change vertex value declared in the main function. Okay. Let's see here. We run it on the reference. Copy of the original value, but run it again. 5. Why? With the value receivers, the scale method operates on a copy of the original vertex value. Same behavior as any other function. The scale method must have a pointer receiver to change the vertex value declared in the main function. So we have 3, 4. Uses and to point there, but to mark a pointer type and to dereference a value. Mm. Scale 10. So wait, we define we scale it by 10. So that would be 30 and 40. And we get the absolute, which would be 50. But here, instead of oh, it just makes a copy of the initial v. So the copy of v doesn't scale. Wait. Only the copy of v doesn't scale, not the original v. You are moving? What the heck? I need to get updates, Dan. You lock in on a job, Dan? Nice. Let's go. Moving countries, moving cities. Okay, good. A change of scene will be good for you, Dan. Yeah, Phoenix is in the EU. I know 4 languages. Here we see the ABS and scale methods rewritten as functions. Again, try removing the star from line 16 and see why the behavior changes. This is no need to push Phoenix if he wants to keep it private. All good. All right, let's keep it first. Well, it should behave similarly because here we are dereferencing, right? Oh, it doesn't work. Need to change. Example to compile. Okay. What's the error? For value type as vertex value and argument to scale. Okay. 5. He's wrong even if he's right. Okay. I'll do until less than 10 and then we'll freaking do some God of War. I was supposed to wake up earlier. But methods and pointer indirection. Comparing the two previous programs, you might notice that functions with a pointer argument must take a pointer. War. A moment. Comparing the you might notice the function point. Okay. Vertex scale function compile error. Okay. While methods with pointer receivers can either take a value or a pointer as the receiver when they are called. For the statement we scale 5 even though v is a value and not a pointer, the method with the pointer receiver is called automatically. That is as a convenience. Go interprets the statement as reference to v scale 5 since the scale method has a pointer receiver. Scale 2. Okay. Scale function has, wait, let's run it. Three, four. Scale, what does it do? It just multiplies. So that would be 6, 8. And scale function. Okay. So it'd be 60, 80. Takes in the reference. So the original V is modified. The scale takes in, does it to the original already. If I remove that, it should be 30, 40. Okay. Okay. Here we reference the original vertex for 3, scale 3, and scale it by 8. Okay. Next. Methods and pointer in direction. The equivalent thing happens in the reverse direction. Functions that take a value argument must take a value of that specific type. Okay, compile error. While methods with value receivers take either a value or a pointer as a receiver when they are called. Or a pointer value. In this case, the method call is interpreted as, okay. The whole pointer stuff seems easier in Rust for some reason. The mix and match here is kind of getting confusing. Fucking weird with pointers, yeah. Squirt. How are you, Zeno? What have you been up to? How are the cats doing? Hello, Gygaxium. What up, Gygaxium? Cats are asleep. I'm so jealous. Uh, it was so. Um, so. I've kind of stopped trying at my workplace. Tomorrow is better. Um, we'll see. Cause yes, like I'm still bummed out from the visa rejection yesterday. So I kind of fast tracked my hair transplant appointment to Thursday. I still do want to go to Japan if that visa works out. Then I went to nap and woke up to bad news of my mom's car breaking down. That's like another unexpected expense. Um, and it's been unexpected expenses after the other. So I'm like reconsidering whether or not I want to travel or not. I've already committed to the hair transplant thing, so we'll see. No, Korea visa, Phoenix. I think EU should be fine. I just don't want to put myself through the process of getting a Schengen again. It was a nightmare dealing with it last year. I needed to have like hotels booked, flights booked. Um, I needed a reason to travel there. So like last year, I had TwitchCon tickets and used that as a reason. Um, I need to do so much without knowing that I will get the visa or not. And I waited like around 3 weeks to get the approval. And it was very expensive, and all of that for just 1 month of visa. It didn't feel worth it. The US visa, on the other hand, you you go through a hectic process, but they give you a multiple visit visa that's valid over 5 years. So like you don't have to put yourself through that process if you want to go like again within the 5 years, 5 year window. But the US visa can be brutal because they require that you. I mean, the Schengen also asked for a interview in person, but the US interview is a lot more rigorous. They ask like if you mentioned friends, they're like, okay, who is this person that you listed that you know in the country? Who are they to you? Why do you want to visit them? Blah blah blah. And at the same time, you can overhear like the other people being interviewed beside you, and you can hear them get rejected or approved on the spot. The last time I went for the US visa interview, there was this whole like Filipino family. The whole family interviewed together, and then you can hear them get rejected on the spot. It's wild. Algeria, same requisites. You have to set all of that ready to go to Algeria. Jesus. I didn't know Algeria had strict visa requirements too. Reject you. Vertex absolute function. Okay, this is a method. This is a function. Let's take a value of specific type. While methods with value receivers either take a value or a pointer as a receiver when they are called. I'm still guessing can be rejected too, please. So this can take in a pointer. right? Yes, good. Okay. Choosing value or pointer receiver. There are two reasons to use a pointer receiver. The first is so that the method can modify the value that its receiver points to. The second is to avoid copying the value on each method call. This can be more efficient if the receiver is a large struct, for example. In this example, both scale and abs are methods with receiver type vertex, pointer to vertex, even though absolute method doesn't modify its receiver. In general, all methods on a given type should have either value or pointer receivers, but not a mixture of that, both. You'll see why on the other over the next few pages. Pointer to vertex, a scale, pointer to vertex for abs, reference to vertex. Why do we need that? What if I don't do it? Would it error out? Oh, 3, 4 abs 5. After scaling, okay. But now if I add this, oh, it still worked. But I guess you're making a copy. Okay. So a customer struct that has some large fields, like a billing history. Here you could pass a pointer to avoid the expensive heap allocated copy. Okay. It is reducing memory use. An interface type is defined as a set of method signatures. A value of interface type can hold any copy the heap no matter what. Okay. Value of interface type can hold any value that implements those methods. Note, there is an error in the example code on line 22. Value type does implement absr because the abs method is defined only on vertex. The pointer type. Okay. A absr float 22. Point line V is a vertex, not a reference to it, and does not implement absr. So it should error. Interfaces are implemented implicitly. A type implements an interface by implementing its methods. There is no explicit declaration of intent, no implements keyword. Implicit interfaces decouple the definition of an interface from its implementation, which could then appear in any package without prearrangement. What? Implemented method, there's no explicit declaration of intent, no implements keyword. Implicit interfaces decouple the definition of an interface from its implementation, which could then appear in any package without prearrangement. Type T implements the interface I. Type interface. Type I interface M. Okay, but we don't need to explicitly declare that it does so. What the fuck is this? We make an interface type called I. What does this do? But this method means T implements the interface I. but we don't need to explicitly declare that it does so. Okay, so we're making a method, it takes T, which is a type struct of a type T, no, a T struct. And then we define M here, but for some reason that implements the interface I. I don't even know what an interface is. Did we learn what an interface is? Oh, we're just learning it now. Okay, wait, there is a type is a set of method signatures. Okay. Okay. So the method signature here. Yeah, this is, I'm losing it. Okay. Know that it's a set of method interfaces. Inter method and a set of methods. Var I hello. What does it do? It just prints the string. Hardly there. You guys want to watch this video about how Crash Bandicoot hacked the original PlayStation? I'm gonna go to the loo and then we'll check it out. Concept I should learn. Yes. I think of an interface messenger that has a method send message. Now each struct has a receiver method send message, implements the messenger interface. The advantage is that you can pass an interface around because all members can do the same thing, send message. Yeah, I do not know the difference between value receiver and pointer receiver. Let me look that up. In my head, it's the same thing. First is so that a method can modify the value that its receiver points to. The second is to avoid copying the value on each method call. This can be efficient if the receiver is a large struct. Okay, I don't get it. Recap from the docs. For types such as basic types, so this is a value receiver, the pointer receiver. A value receiver is very cheap, so unless the semantics of the method requires a pointer, a value receiver is efficient and clear. My first point, the docs say that a value, one second. Make a difference, a pointer or a value receiver. Okay. A value receiver gets a copy of the struct. A pointer receiver gets the address of the struct, allowing it to work. So pointer receiver is more memory efficient. Okay. Okay. All right, let's watch this. Oh,
I took memory was so short in Crash Bandicoot that I took to stealing little bits and pieces of extra memory from the Sony libraries. I would just try erasing parts of them that I thought I wasn't using and see if things still worked. If they did, I would mark them as available. I just hacked their code by just changing the byte codes. And I'm like, you can do this. Look, I fixed it. If they wouldn't fix it for me, I was just gonna edit their code. It was free memory. The memory was finite.
It's
but
free
you were
real
definitely
estate.
not supposed to do that. Hi, I'm Andy Gavin, co-founder of Naughty Dog Inc. and lead programmer on Crash Bandicoot. We set out to make the first 3D character platform action game. Do it
Central
right,
piece. Okay.
literally hack the hardware.
I think I need more water.
It was part of the Naughty Dog philosophy to leave no stone unturned, no cycle of CPU or GPU or byte of memory that you could use unused. So if it existed there in the machine, whether we were supposed to use it or not, whether you had to use some crazy trick to use it or not, we would figure out how to make the most of it. So in the summer of 1994, my partner Jason Rubin and I were wrapping up Way of the Warrior, which was our 3DO fighting game. And
A
we were trying to
joke
figure out
language?
what kind of game do we want to make next? The biggest genre on consoles at the time were platform action games. Games like Super Mario World and all sorts of other classic 16-bit platform games. And at the same time, in the arcades, there was new 3D hardware, and certain genres were making the transition from their traditional 2D state to 3D. For example, Street Fighter II and Mortal Kombat were still all the rage,
Is
but
it
now there
C++?
was Virtual Fighter. That was using 3D graphics, and they were just...
Your first system was
clear that
3DO?
things
Damn.
were going that way. New consoles that are coming out, they're going to be 3D. Can we make a 3D platform game? No one had ever done it. We're but it's got to happen. Think about that world, or speeding through as Sonic the Hedgehog, doing those loop tubes in 3D. What is that going to look like? Prior to fall of 1994, Naughty Dog was just Jason and Andy. And it was the synergy between Jason and I. We both did all the creative stuff. We were best of friends. We were roommates. And Jason was a phenomenal artist, and I was a game programmer, I think a pretty good one. Between the two of us, like, he would try to make it like look incredible. I would try to make the technology really work, and we both try to make it really fun. Jason and I had sold the distribution publishing rights for Way of the Warrior to Universal Studios, to a new unit called Universal Interactive. They're basically like, come out to
they
California,
were under Universal.
move on to Universal's lot next to Steven Spielberg, and we'll give you like a bungalow for free and like utilities for free, and you can just do whatever you want, and all you have to do is show it to us. We called the dog, the Naughty Dog,
Yarn,
and ourselves into my Honda Accord, and we drove across the country. So we had lots of time to talk. So we're like, well, what would it be really like to do a platformer in 3D? And we're talking about like Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, imagine you're going through loops, or you're running and you're jumping platforms or collecting stuff in 3D. The camera's always behind you. You see the world, and that looks all great, but it's like the Sonic's ass game. All you do is see Sonic's ass. But the front of the character is where the expression is. Could we do levels where you come at the camera, but how are you going to see where you're going? These eventually led actually to the boulder levels in Crash Bandicoot. Should we do levels sideways? Should he look over his shoulder towards the screen? We're simultaneously designing the game that became Crash Bandicoot and sort of shopping for a platform for it. And we knew, because it was going to be a 3D game, that we wanted to do something on one of the new 32-bit platforms. So there's the 3DO, which we'd already made a game on, but the machine was sort of clunky, half 3D machine. It was also very expensive and wasn't selling very well. Then there was the Atari Jaguar.
Not so big harping on the
game. Of a joke. And then you had the big
Jaguar
guys all about to release new machines. You had some mystery machine from Nintendo, but we had no way of knowing what Nintendo was up to.
It was going to be the Nintendo PlayStation.
Sega had two things going on. They had a 32X, which was coming out
that
fall,
failed,
which was some kind of like way in which you souped up the Genesis. And then they were making this new machine that I don't remember if it was called the Saturn yet, but it became the Saturn. And then there was this wild card, Sony. They hadn't done video games before. We heard they had this like powerful new machine. So we contacted both Sega and Sony and got the information on the machines, which they gave us. You have to sign your life away and your firstborn and all that. And then you could order the machines if you gave them the deposit and stuff. And then Sony had this new machine, which was like all 3D. It could do 2D pretty well too. And it was like a new, clean design, very similar to high-end commercial 3D hardware like the Silicon Graphics hardware, but with a bunch of simplifications to make it much more economic. And there were two main custom chips in the PlayStation 1, a graphics unit and a sort of custom.
What happened to Silicon Graphics?
The GPUs today are wildly more complicated. They also do a lot of the math work that old GPUs in the 90s did not do. PlayStation 1 GPU just drew triangles on the screen, but it was pretty good at it. It could draw about 120,000 polygons a second of triangles, which was phenomenal. If you were using a PC at the time, they had no 3D graphics hardware. They had like VGA boards. You'd be lucky to get a couple hundred polygons because you had to do them all in software. But here was the PlayStation, which was going to be like $199, $299, whatever it was.
$299.
And it was like a complete machine with a CD drive and with the memory and everything. Console machines, like
$299 was still a lot for its time.
World of difference. We're talking Windows 3.1. And DOS. To run a game, you usually had to have a boot disk with like custom auto-exec batch and config sys, and you had to open up your machine. This was not a very game-friendly world on PCs. A PlayStation or a Genesis or a Super Nintendo, you just shoved in the cartridge or the CD, pushed on, boom, it booted. I liked the Sony best. It was neat and clean and powerful and intended for 3D. I really thought it was the only one of those machines that actually do
the Saturn presentation by Sega. All they needed to say right.
Crash Bandicoot as a game. It was going to have a mechanic like a game like Donkey Kong Country. You were going to go through levels with successive timing challenges.
I'm seeing those coming from 386 at 333 megahertz. Yeah.
Animal character, and we wanted to not make it look like a video game exactly.
This is my favorite game on the PlayStation.
Where the character was highly animated, fluid.
Crash Bandicoot 3 specifically.
Giant stone roller. He got turned into a flat thing that waddled around. So we wanted a world that
and you could definitely see the Looney Tunes inspiration.
That was classic cartoons, or sort of it was being reinvented at the time with TV shows like DuckTales. The Simpsons was big. Animation was cool again. And Crash 1, in a frame, they were 30 frames a second, and we got about 1,500 polygons on the screen. 600 of them went to Crash. That's how important he was to us. Like most people, they'd use like 80, and so their characters would look like weird walking blocks. We wanted him to look like a real cartoon character. That required a lot of detail, so he gets a third of the entire budget. With Crash, we were forging into new ground everywhere. Like no one had ever made a 3D platform action game. Well, it was completely obvious that PCs, which were the standard thing that people would use for development machines, were just not going to cut it. You know, again, it's Windows 3.1 and no 3D graphics. And the things had like effectively 640K of RAM. We made the plunge to buy for everyone in the company, which was about 5 people at this stage, Silicon Graphics workstations, mostly Indigo 2 Extremes. These are like $75,000 to $100,000 workstations. They had 3D graphics. The software to do the 3D graphics was also like about $75,000 per machine. This is what people had done
so expensive.
In very recent memory at the time, Terminator 2 or The Abyss or even Jurassic Park on. And so we settled on using as our software alias Power Animator, which is one of the 3 choices at the time. So we got this like clunky big box, which was like the early PlayStation prototype.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a pretty good machine, but first you got to like understand it. It comes with a bunch of manuals which are incredibly badly translated from the Japanese. And are mysterious, and you'd have amusing debates between the programmers what they actually meant by the funny choice of English words. The way to really figure out what's new is to test things empirically. You do that by taking the individual pieces and you write test code to do certain things on the machine and put it through its paces. It's like, you know, taking a car out on the track and seeing how fast it can actually corner. There's a bunch of different graphics modes, and so it's like half speed in the high resolution mode. But in the mid-resolution mode, which was clearly just sort of an afterthought, it's the same speed as the low-resolution mode. Jason had already made this Crash Bandicoot character, who looks pretty much the same as the final Crash Bandicoot character, and so I had that draw on the screen, and we shrank it down to about the size it would be on the screen. I ran some code to actually calculate the number of pixels that each of his polygons occupied on the screen, and it turned out they were like, the average was like 1.2 pixels. So I'm like, well, why would we texture these polygons? We decided for characters, let's not use the texture mode. Let's just use the faster, easier to use shaded mode, which most people didn't do. Most people just use textures. And part of this is because we ran the tests and found that the non-texture mode ran twice as fast. Like if you didn't run the tests, you just sort of like used the numbers in the book, it just gave you one number. You know, so we figured out that PlayStation could actually draw a pretty decent number of polygons per second from the graphics hardware. But you have to do the math to figure out where those polygons are going to be. These days, like almost every computer and even your phone have advanced GPUs, and they have vertex units, and they do tremendous numbers, gigaflops often, of multiply adds. But in those days, like most computers just did multiplies and adds one at a time on the CPU, and they could do like hundreds.
You don't know how to work around those constraints.
Not billions. This was a serious problem. There was this fundamental problem in the PlayStation sort of hardware-software interaction where its math side was just not up to snuff. But we kind of knew that this was a software issue, that like Sony just wanted us to use these libraries like that they had written, but they weren't really like using the machine to its fullest. Somewhere in here, the designers had put hardware that was
like,
designed
if you have a support that like does
because you need to do millions of them. But this was all hidden behind a bunch of like C programming language libraries that Sony had, which you gave them the numbers and it multiply added them. And those things performed terribly. While the graphics unit could get 100, 120,000, somewhere in that range, polygons per second drawn, the libraries could only transform the math for them for maybe like 5,000, 10,000, which was just not going to cut it. So the base tested performance on Vertex Math on the PlayStation 1 using the official Sony way of doing it, calling their graphics libraries, was like at least an order of magnitude off, like 1/10 of what it should be. Just didn't run fast enough.
PS1 Scooby-Doo?
We kind of did.
I don't think I played that, Logan. Hello, Logan. Welcome in.
Does, and you just sort of take it apart, and got enough of that figured out that I knew that there was like actually some real horsepower in there, but they were kind of like hiding it away. With that particular problem, through a series of campaigns through some of the guys I knew at Sony, the creative solution on both sides turned out to be, here's how it works. 2 pieces of paper slid across the desk. You didn't hear it from me. But that was actually enough. We just sort of systematically worked through what was on there.
What's
it turned out that there was this little sort of math side brain, it's called a coprocessor, inside Sony's custom CPU, which actually could do this very specific limited math that was needed to do the vertex transformation, and could actually do it just
I don't remember the names.
The GPU
I mean,
consume it.
I have my whole PS1 catalog.
Gaming hardware since the beginning of arcade games, there's always been two pretty much always there main brands.
They're all
You've got
like
the graphics unit and you got the CPU.
the scene in Saudi at the time. There weren't a lot of retail. Like the retail scene was not there, and a lot of the PlayStations that you'd buy have been like jailbroken or modified out of the box. And Nintendo was not popular here because they didn't use CDs, and CD cartridges were not as easy to copy. So I didn't even know I had a hacked PS1. My dad just bought me a PS1, and he bought a ton of games, each of them costing like $2.50, $2 each. Um, Looney Tunes Racing. It was good. I liked it. Okay, that's Lion King. What else is there? Hercules. Hercules. Barbie Explorer. Barbie Explorer was a banger, by the way. Mickey's Wild Adventure is very nice. When I played Cuphead, it reminded me a lot about this game. Pepsi Man, very good. Spyro, Ripto's Rage. I had another Spyro CD that had all three games in one CD. Toy Story 2. A Bug's Life. This is fun. 3 Extreme is very fun. It's like the Bug's Life game. Yeah, it was good. It felt like, I don't know, like one of the Telltale games. It's very story, and yeah, it's a banger. 3 Extreme is one of your, like, you get to be either um a, a cyclist, a skateboarder, or someone that or roller skates. And this is a 3-in-1 Disney disc that had Buzz Lightyear. What else? I think it had Lion King as well. I don't remember the third one. Digimon Digital. This is the card battle, but there was Rumble Arena, which was fun too. Aladdin was good. I liked Aladdin. What else? This is Toy Story again. Oh no, this is Toy Story Racers. They had their own racing game. Pink Panther was very good. Pinkadelic Pursuit. Crash Bash. PS3 stuff was a rebanding of IBM's PowerPC chips at the time. Game you want to remember the shooter game, third person. Played as a cop. Crash Bash was very fun. I played a lot of this with my sister. Oh, this was cool. This was how I experienced the Nintendo games growing up. It's 350 SNES games emulated so I can play them on the PS1. This is how I experienced Nintendo games growing up. Yeah, it does say PNES. That's so fucking hilarious. Penis. Oh, wait, I want to take a picture of this. And then Crash Team Racing. I love this game. I want them to make a PC version. What is this? 3-in-1 action heroes. Oh, this had Spider-Man. I don't know what the other two games were. This had Spider-Man. This Test Drive Off-Road 3. This was the first CD I placed into the PlayStation. My first ever video game that I experienced was this game. And I remembered like my dad like loading it up for me, and he's like, I'm like, what do I do? He's like, press X. I'm like, okay. And then you go to the next menu. I'm like, what do I do now? He's like, press X. I'm like, okay, what next? Press X. And I just kept pressing X until like I was in the game, in the car. Hogs of War was interesting. This, you're like a little pig in the battlefield and you try to take out the other pigs, other piggies. What else? Oh, the Tom and Jerry Mousetrap, House Trap. Very fun. You get to play as either Tom or Jerry. As Jerry, you gotta escape Tom, and as Tom, you gotta catch Jerry. This is my first Harvest Moon game. It was fully Japanese, so I didn't know any of the dialogue that was happening, but somehow I was able to marry the fairy in the lake. All the Crash Bandicoot games for the PS1, 1, 2, 3. Stuart Little. This is such a banger. Oh my god. See what I did with my youth there? What did I do with my youth? Oh, right. The fairy in the lake. See, I got that far without even knowing the language. I never had a PS2. Oh, Peter Pan Return to Neverland was a very good game as well. This game, oh, this is a PS2 game. I don't know why I have this. I never got to play it. War of the Whiskers. Tom and Jerry. Was Fighting Force? Anyone remember Fighting Force? This is an EDOS game. I didn't get very far with it though. It was hard. Croc 2. Oh wait, are you talking about Cyber Chase? Logan? Okay, I remember this. The Tintin game was very good as well. I finished all of the Tintin game. Where you are in, I don't remember. It's all so fuzzy to me. Croc 2 had a lot of lava. That's my catalog, my PS1 catalog.
CPUs, like particularly old CPUs, move individual numbers, and that allows them to do anything that computers can do. But it's like they have one thought at a time. The graphics units, because graphics is a more game-specific area, it was some way in which it renders its graphics like in hardware.
You had the original Xbox Phoenix? Nice.
Early 80s games, even something like Galaga or whatever, where like the aliens are sweeping down, those are what are called sprites. The CPUs at the time could not draw sprites. These little graphics units were designed to do sprites and scrolling backgrounds. Basically, all of computer graphics technology has been driven by the video game. But you always had this balance in these machines between their sort of graphics brain and their sort of general math brain. Graphics units nowadays can do in parallel sometimes thousands of these same operations. And that's why the actual sort of processing power on a GPU is way more than a CPU. Like they have many gigaflops, even teraflops on some of them, but they don't do as general stuff. Let me step back and explain gameplay in the 2D platformer. Let's take Donkey Kong Country. You can move forward and backward in the level, sort of left and right, and you can jump up and down or jump up on a platform. But essentially it's kind of linear. Usually go to the right, and obstacles come to you. This goes all the way back to like Pitfall in like 1980. You might swing on a vine to swing over a bunch of spiky things. Monsters may be crawling on the platforms or bees flying
Take
above.
care,
It's a linear
Logan.
progression.
Thanks for coming
You
by.
can see where you're going, and it's sort of very fast paced. It's like jump, jump, strike, jump, jump, strike. So it's all kind of nicely lined up in 2D. The designer measures out this almost rhythmic musical progression of the game. This is one of the things that makes these games really addictive and fun. Your progress in getting better at the game is to first learn the controls, to get good at being Donkey Kong, and then to learn the specific movements of the enemies and the objects in the level and sort of memorize a route. It's almost like playing back like in a rhythm game. But in 3D, everything's different. You've added an extra dimension. You've now got this side to side too. If you've got in Donkey Kong Country, or Mario, whatever, if 3 turtles are coming at you, you have to jump over or kill or knock away each of the turtles in succession. In 3D, you can just go to the right and avoid them entirely. You've added a whole extra dimension to
Take
the
care,
space.
Phoenix. Thanks for
And so
coming.
there's too much empty
Safe travels to the
space.
death.
And this has the effect of sort of diluting
coming and
the
hanging.
ratio between choice and conflict. We had to
It
figure
didn't
out how to
fit in the
compensate
damn
for this
controllers
in
they
order
had
to
written.
maintain the
Oh.
intense action pace.
They are not accessible for big hands. Damn, you're saying
We
you
had
have
this
big hands, you
realization
know?
that basically, we had added a dimension. So the simplest strategy was take out a dimension, but take out different dimensions.
Yeah,
in
they
some
added
way.
their own
An example of
constraints.
that
That's cool.
was, say, like the boulder level. The dimension we're actually taking out there is time. It's not one of the 3 spatial dimensions. Because of the hurried nature of it, that the boulder is going to smush you if you don't move like
It's cool
now,
how they
now.
thought about
You
like
don't have the luxury to pick
video
around
games.
those other dimensions. So it drives you through the otherwise sparser thing so fast that it feels just as intense. And the hog level is a reverse of this. But instead of the thing moving at you, you keep moving at the things. Like you're on the hog and you can't control how fast he goes. He's a wild hog. And you have to navigate, you know, really mostly left and right. And then we had the more normal 3D level. In something like Insanity Beach, we put walls of jungle up in order to sort of narrow that dimension down, not fully, but partially. And then there's other things to help narrow it down by, for example, the enemies, say like a crab or skunk in those levels.
you then you never
They
consider how
track
it couldn't fit
you
right.
laterally. It doesn't mean we can't use the
The
invention
N64
we wanted
controller
to,
was
because you can have a box on
chonky.
the left, a box on the right, and then you can make interesting things where they have to choose
Oh,
face this parallel.
my
go
head
over to
was
that
big the
box,
whole
or
time.
If you're in like something
Bruh.
like Hog Wild, we would deliberately do this. It might be that the spiky thing is over on the left with a box, and the clear path is on the right. So the simple way to survive that obstacle is to go all the way over the right and just ride past the spiky thing. Then you leave the box unbroken. You get the box, you have to like go to the last minute right in front of the spiky thing and then slide
Yeah,
over. So it gives you
I
this
tried to get all
choice.
of the boxes.
Or timing elements, like on some of those 3D in-out type levels, like the rollers that go in there, and then you can time together things like you got these roller ones, and then you have like a platform for it, so you have to jump. But then you can add to the tension by making the platform like drop. It's like a time platform. You get on it, it goes and then drops. And then we had other format levels where we took away a dimension. For example, there's a bunch of levels that are kind of like, say, the wall. It's essentially kind of 2D. I mean, you can come out, but we've just made a somewhat 2D level by fixing the camera looking to the side. And then there's another type of level where the camera's up like this, and Crash moves in a sort of grid, but there's not too much play with the up and down, and instead of being wide open, you're above something deadly on walkways. In each of these cases, we're like adding constraints or removing areas.
I never finished the first original. I found it very hard compared to
and
playing
increase
War.
intensity. But because we have this extra dimension, the game is more varied than a traditional 2D one would be, because we're removing different dimensions and different levels. We have like 7, 10 different strategies for removing dimensionality. Boxes too actually were designed to fill in the void. There's not actually that many enemies on screen because we couldn't support that many, but we filled in the empty spaces to a large extent with boxes. And then they can drop down in the stacks and you can create puzzles out of it. And so they had, for what's a simple object, a few polygons and a few rules, they're incredibly versatile. We totally knew we wanted to do this kind of animation, never really been seen in video games, like this sort of Looney Tunes style, distorting animation. It's a very stretchy, rubbery style of animation, which is done in traditional cell animation. That meant that the characters had to really animate. Traditionally, in sort of low polygon 90s era graphics, you would make
He's such an
characters
expressive
by
character for his
constructing
time.
a very small number of bones, upper arm bone, lower arm bone, head bone, and you would stick all of the art that pertained to that character's upper right leg on the upper right leg bone. And the bone was like a rigid thing. It was like a joint. It could be rotated or moved. It could kind of go like, and if you wanted fingers, you had to have like lots of bones. That was just too much math for the PlayStation to handle. We just knew it could never handle tons of bones. And you certainly couldn't do something like, say he gets his hand hit by a hammer in a cartoon. Well, what happens? It swells up like a balloon, or it gets flattened into a pancake and something like that. We just couldn't do that at all with the whole bone system. A game like Virtua Fighter in the arcade used the classic bone system. Now, this worked okay for a fighting game because there's not a ton of deformation, but the characters are a little stiff. With bones, it's almost impossible or very difficult to do facial animation too, and we knew we really wanted facial animation. What kind of cartoon character doesn't like smirk or wink? Is it even possible to get that kind of animation like on a Silicon Graphics workstation? So Jason made this Crash model, and he set about trying to do cool and wacky animations with him. And he found, with some work, you could get the Power Animator to actually do it, because it had these sophisticated bone and vertice weighting tools and these distortion fields, and the way that the Power Animator did those things was just not possible on the PlayStation. These are all things that used the expensive floating point hardware that was on the Silicon Graphics workstation, and it couldn't even do them in real time. It had to render them, but a video game is real time. You have to do everything in a 30th of a second. So this was another big problem, because he wanted that animation really, really bad. I'm like, well, we can read the positions of all the vertices. If you know where the positions of all the vertices are in every frame, then it doesn't matter what kind of bones. The SGI can use 1,000 bones, and it's all the same. You're just drawing the polygons and their vertice positions, and it can be done even quite fast. You don't have to do any bone work, so you don't have to spend any CPU on bones. But the problem with that strategy is then you have an animation where it's 30 frames a second, and Crash is 500 vertices, maybe 600 polygons. You got to store the position in every frame of animation for every vertex. That's a lot of data. But at the same time, we also are already committed down this crazy memory strategy to 30-fold our data. So, well, we can handle a bit more data than other people can. So we would bake down the animation data using all of Jason's fancy effects in Power Animator. I did it and it worked, because the PlayStation development unit had 8 or 32 megs of memory. So you could have a much bigger thing than would ever work on the real machine. So we're working with this for months, and always I'm thinking, we're gonna have to fit it in there somehow. It's just so huge, it's gonna have to get smaller. But I had this hunch that there really wasn't so much data in a mathematical sense, that we could write a domain-specific compressor, it's called, for this. So what that means is data in a sort of computer science theory has a certain complexity. There's a pattern to it and limits to it. And with the animation data, it can tolerate some data loss. This same theory is why JPEG works, and why JPEG totally changed the internet and totally changed how images are stored. For JPEG, you transform the image into frequency space, a difficult mathematical transform, and you throw away the high frequency junk, flip it back, and depending on how much junk you throw away, it looks better or worse, but it's still the most important parts of the image, and it got 1/20th or 30th the size, because you took out the unimportant stuff. But I was pretty convinced that this animation data was like that you could take out the high frequency information, like a vertex in its waist, it wouldn't move up and down that much. Mark wrote this program where he took a bunch of the animations, and it analyzed every component, every vertex, and calculated the dynamic range, or the amount of change that occurred across animations, and found that indeed the information change was quite low. They just didn't do much. So it turned out we could use this very specialized thing where it would analyze a particular animation, and then it would figure out the range that all these things, it would have a map at the beginning that said that, like, vertex 7Y, low information, so it only needs 2 bits and it moves over this range, and this one needs this many bits. The end was something like 50 or 80 to 1 compression, like the data got like, 50th the size. In looking at the original PlayStation 1 design, while it was well designed and balanced, the machine had 2 megabytes of RAM and 1 megabyte of VRAM. But it also had the CD drive, which was 640 megabytes of read-only storage. And that's a lot more. The ratio is very big. So I had the theory it would be possible to make levels much bigger than 2 megabytes. Like in a normal game, you have a game like Twisted Metal or something. You go to the Eiffel Tower level, and it would load the Eiffel Tower level into, say, 1 megabyte. So they would have a certain amount of art in them. An animation was about 1 megabyte's worth. Now you could do various things to try to squeeze that down, but there's no way getting around this basic thing, and people didn't really try. Here's how it basically works. So the computer, the CPU and the GPU, can only really access stuff that's in the memory right now. Every 30th of a second in a video game is a right now. It's render my frame. Anything that you're actually going to draw right now, any animation you're going to be using right now, any sound you're going to be playing right now, has to be in memory, because you can get to the memory quickly. The CD takes about 1/3 of a second to move its head to any specific spot on the CD. It takes some time to actually load the data. It could load a megabyte in maybe 6 seconds or something. So you can't just go draw 1 frame and go get a new different megabyte off the disk, because it's going to take you 8 seconds to get that different megabyte off the disk. Well, what are you going to do? Just sit there, do nothing for 8 seconds? You can do that between levels. So when a level switches, that's why a typical game would go to a loading screen and they'd load that whole megabyte or whatever off the disk. The CD is just a further storage. It's bigger, but it's slower. It's further away from being able to use it. But why can't you use it? It's there on an early PlayStation game. They have like 1 megabyte levels or 2 megabyte levels, and the CD is 640. Well, that means they could fit 300 levels on the CD. Did they have 300 levels? No. That would take them like 10 years to make the game. So the CD is just mostly empty, or they fill it all with music, because music is kind of fat, or video or something. But a lot of times it's just empty. Games like Twisted Metal might only be 50 megs on the disc. And so every game's levels were going to look like roughly a megabyte, maybe a megabyte and a half of data. Now that was sufficient. Many, many PlayStation games were made, but it was part of my theory that didn't have to be so. My idea was that I would use advanced virtual memory techniques to swap chunks of data in and out from the, like basically, so if the level was, let's call it 30 megabytes, well, maybe you only need at any one moment in time 1 megabyte, but the level's actually 30 megabytes. I would chunk the entire level into 64K pages, and then there were chunks of data. They could be something, anything from a crash animation, some crash code, a piece of background. Chunks had to be less than 64K. Like you piled them in until the page was almost full. But they couldn't go across pages, or you'd have to break the chunks into smaller chunks. Then the level consisted of 30 megs of pages, 16, 18 pages that could fit in memory. So the problem is, can I arrange the chunks in the level such that at any one point in the level, I never need more than 16 pages worth of data? And you can actually take the same chunk, duplicate it into multiple pages if that makes the whole puzzle work out better. The game is constantly, it's figured this out in advance, but it's constantly figuring out which pages it's going to load in if you're going this way, and which pages are going to load in if you're going that way. And throws away old pages that it doesn't need and loads new ones into their place. Any page can replace any other page, as long as you never need more than 16 active ones at once. Crash textures are all pretty sharp, with a lot of color and detail, and Tomb Raiders are like all washed out and pixely and whatever, because they only have so much memory. They don't have any place to put all that extra texture. We had 20, 30 times the amount of space for it. Or the number of polygons in the level. Something like Tomb Raider, it's pretty blocky, like square corridors and whatever. And Crash has like weird shapes and whatever, because we have many more polygons. There were a bunch of different technologies that served this, but the memory was a huge one. So this was one of my sort of like patents. I have a whole bunch of patents in it on this, actually. I was definitely one of the first people to see that you could really use that storage on the CD or the disk drive, it didn't really matter, as like a dynamic part of your game to sort of expanded. That's done all the time now.
Fear not, Plumber Boy, the Bandicoot will come.
You're not Plumber Boy.
I think one of the core legacies of Crash Bandicoot is that games can have their own distinct stylistic personality and art style. And yes, to some extent, many did before. I mean, Mario has its own sort of Mario style, but it's very much an old-timey video game style. But Crash had its own consistent world, which draws obviously from American cartoon style. And so, but the entire Crash product, by that I mean our first 4 games, are consistent within that style. The originals still play quite well, and they still look pretty good, even like on a PlayStation 1.
Yeah,
because
they're still
the
really good,
style
look really
sort of
good.
transcends the specifics of the pixels. Early on in making it, we had this totally arrogant half hope, half idea, and it was another major factor in choosing the PlayStation, was that Nintendo has Mario and Sega has Sonic. Sony doesn't seem to have a mascot. So if we make a mascot game, style game, on the Sony machine, like, we might not have the same competition. And then there was this fairly immediate buzz where they're like, we have to have this game. Like, we have to make sure it's like only on the PlayStation. And like, we deliberately set up to be in the position to maybe do it, and then we sort of instigated it, but then it worked out was like kind of miraculous.
She did it.
But our dream was to become the mascot. Now Sony never even when they bought it, they never like officially, they're like, oh, it's not a mascot, we don't have a mascot, like, and whatever. But like, everyone assumed it was a mascot, and they got so behind it that they just bought the rights from Universal.
Hey, Plumber Boy, Mustache Man.
Plumber Boy,
your first
Mustache
turn
Man.
arrived.
Crash Bandicoot started off selling well, but it just kept on going and going and going. Crash Bandicoot, the first one, sold better in its second year, maybe in its third year, and I'm pretty sure that when we shipped CTR, in the Christmas week of CTR, Crash Bandicoot 1 sold more copies in that week than it had ever sold previously. First of all, it was a really broad appeal game. Like, everyone could kind of play it, whether you were a young kid or you were a hardcore gamer. It wasn't highly violent, but the characters were appealing, it was funny, and the gameplay was like pretty intense and approachable. So you could just sit down and play it. And this is one of the things that we really wanted for it. I wanted a game that you didn't have to think too hard about. Crash Bandicoot was really the crucible in which the Naughty Dog philosophy was forged. That every element that goes into the game needs to be great, because we wanted to make a truly great game, a game that was going to be a hit, a classic. And in order to do that, we came to believe that everything in it had to be great. Then you needed the best technology possible to make all that happen. The better your technology, the better the game could feel, the better it could look. If you got enough of these things all right, you could sort of transcend mediocrity to become like a gaming masterpiece.
Very cool. Wow. Making of GoldenEye. GoldenEye was good. All right. God of War time. The level design in God of War is really interesting. As you progress, the water levels of Midgard reduces and it unlocks more beneath, but you can still access the higher areas. So if you missed out on doing side quests in those areas, you can still manage to complete them. And you kind of unlock fast travel. You kind of unlock it one way early game, and then they give you the ability to do both ways later in the game. Got that Metroidvania style, like there are some places you gotta visit twice because you just didn't have the ability to unlock those doors. Very neat. makes you really want to like put time into 100%ing it, but I do not have that time. Let me go to the washroom real quick. I don't know how he sleeps like this. All right. Fuck. How do I open this? They should be. Oh, there it is. But what does that do? Oh, I need to take it somewhere. Do I take it? There? Take it somewhere. That door there. My cat is broken. Yeah. What up, Christopher? I get Oh, there's a door there. How do I get there? Oh no, that's where I came from. I don't get it. To get it there. Hello, Fallen. Oh, head up, Fallen. We're just watching a video on how Naughty Dog worked around the constraints of the PS1. Great. Ah, for Crash Bandicoot 1. Then we went through my whole PlayStation 1 catalog. I experienced all of the Nintendo games because there was one. I had a CD of 350 SNES games in one CD, or 250. So I pretty much played the emulated oh versions of those games. Oh, I can open this door. This game platform on your mind? Yeah. So that's how I experienced SNES is on the PS1, because someone shipped an emulated like that would work on a modified PS1. Hidden Chamber of Odin. What happens when I go through that?
This place. It feels like a prison.
That would explain the hefty magical lock on the outside.
But it's more than that. I have this feeling like something is waiting for us down here.
You've a knack for ominous statements, lad.
I'm in a
kind of
statement,
something?
lads.
I'm not sure. Something powerful.
Whatever you feel, boy, we will handle it. We have come this
handle it.
far. Yes?
Yes, Father.
Well, we have a gate that we can use. I can't use it yet. Why? Like they're the boss battle up ahead. What if I have the strength to take him on the side? Horn. Chest. Another chest. Are we back up?
A Valkyrie? Imprisoned? She actually did it.
A Valkyrie? But I thought they were just spirits.
Take caution, lads. A Valkyrie in the flesh. I can't think of a more formidable opponent.
She does not attack.
Does she even know we're here?
Defeat a Valkyrie, prove my valor. I don't know if I can do this. Oh. Oi. Oof.
Got that one, brother.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll come back when I'm stronger, or maybe never. Bye bye. Can I not use his gate? I guess I need to defeat her first. Oh my god. My god. Oh, can I?
I didn't think anything could get through all that hell bramble.
Oh. So, oh, there's one down here. Okay. Now I see. I see the light. Oh, here. Oh. Is this Pal World? I'm back from here. This is not Pal World. This is God of War. This is what I've been taking my rage on. Damn it. How? There should be another orb nearby that I can transfer it to. How do we do this? Not Factorio either, it should be. We should bring the Factorio strings back when dance settled. Settled. Yo ho! Bruh. Okay. What are you doing? Thank you, Dan. 3 months, let's go. Factorio whenever. Alright. Okay. There should be. I need to time this right. So. 1. Nice. Now. I feel like I'm gonna have to relearn. Oh. Factorio. Now, do I just jump? Oh no, wait. Ah, no, it's not enough. A jump. Put it there. Okay. There you go. I'm not even gonna use this attack. The challenge was fun. Alright, let's leave. Go, boy. Hasta la vista. I doesn't even ask where I got the new weapon from. Oh, he's covered his nips now. You don't see his nips bare out in the open anymore. Before they were just staring at you. They're pretty solid nips. Where it keeps going.
Ah, see? The boat washed
Also,
ashore.
hi Max Wayne.
Someone did
Good
call
to
a
see
serpent
you.
earlier.
Why not use this? They want me to use the boat.
Get in. I will pull. You are quiet. Are you not better?
I guess.
I know you overheard my talk with Freya. You think you understand, but you do not. Why do you say nothing?
You said I was cursed.
No nips. All right.
You think I'm weak because I'm not like you.
Very much like
I
you.
know I was never what you wanted.
No, don't say that.
After all this, I thought maybe things were different.
Is it out already?
You do not know everything, boy.
No,
Check it out.
but at
Looks
least I
neat.
know the truth now.
Truth.
Just the demo on
Truth.
Steam.
Chupapi,
Yo, Neil
muñeño.
Connor.
I am a god, boy.
What up, Neil Connor?
From another land far from here.
He admits it.
When I came to these shores, I chose to live as a man. But the
The
truth
copy on
is,
Steam.
I was born a god.
And so
And so
are
were
you.
you. Boy, have you nothing to say?
Can I?
In the new game at the end, I don't know.
Can you
I turn into
turn
an animal.
to an animal? No.
I don't think so.
No, I do not think so.
Well, like. Demo is out. Nice. We can give the demo a look. Download it. How big is it? 4.3 GB. Yeah. In the new game, it starts exactly at the same. No, 4.3
Oh my
GB.
god.
It starts
Mother?
exactly when
She was
this
a god
game
too?
starts.
No. She was mortal, but she knew my true nature.
I'm a god. Why did you wait so long to tell me?
I don't think Kratos or the sun. But maybe in a future game,
I
she
had
might
to spare
escape
you.
death.
Being a god. It can be a lifetime of anguish and tragedy.
And reunite.
That is the curse.
What sorts of things can I do?
Fly.
Can I fly? Or turn invisible? I don't feel like a god.
I do not know the reach of your godhood. But over time, you will
Oh, this
learn.
guy's been awfully quiet. The head. He hasn't been yapping at all.
You sure I can't turn into a wolf?
You are welcome to surprise me.
Surprise me. Mirror, mirror. Mirror, mirror. Mirror, mirror, me, 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 me.
Is this why I hear voices sometimes? You sure you've never heard any?
Not as you do.
That's
You
no
hear the
surprise.
Athena's
Every god is unique.
So,
here.
maybe I won't get strong like father, but I'll have abilities all my own?
You already do, laddie. Your
Did you play
faculty
this,
for
Dan?
language is extraordinary for one so young. Time alone will tell what else you'll become capable of.
So you knew all along?
I did, lad. But I've known more than my share of gods.
Me too, apparently. I wonder who else knew I was a god. Freya for sure. Brock and Sindri?
They do not need to know.
Pretty sure they know.
Baldur! Does he know?
You played both? Oh,
why
reboot
he's
and
after
reboot
us?
2. Nice.
Do you know him from before?
Bro, the level design is
Day of your
insane.
mother's funeral was the first I ever saw Baldur.
Like
That is the truth.
how they keep making you
We
want to
don't have go
visit.
right
Like
back to Tyr's vault.
they've made this
I mean,
game
we're God.
Metroidvania like,
We can do whatever we want, right?
and then you unlock
you
new
really feel like
abilities, and then
doing?
you want to
I
revisit
will show you.
and unlock the new places. When I still want to stick to doing the main story and finish
Let's
this
try this
game,
again,
but
without
like
interruptions.
I just want to like test my abilities. World also so good. Damn, bruh. I'll wait for a sale.
Here we go again.
Ragnarok.
Read it.
Death itself I swallow, to spring forth life tomorrow.
About
Oh,
to
I like
stop
that
you.
one. I wonder if I wrote
I
it.
only played the one PSP game. All right, let's go, boy. What are you taking? What are we supposed? What are we waiting for? Hello? It's there. What are we waiting for? Okay. Is the game bugging out here? All right, finally. What the fuck is going on? Oh. Oh.
Is that the answer there?
It says Earth.
Swallows death, brings forth life.
Go.
Yeah.
Dan, what do you do? Dan, what did you do? It's downloaded. Oh, wait. It's Steam notification? Bruh, what do you do? Dan! And you shouldn't have. Thank you so much, Dan. This means a lot. Bro, now how am I gonna I guess. Thank you. Okay. So Dan, we gotta talk after this. You're waiting for a sale. God damn it. What up, Laser? Anymore, bruh. I want to catch up. Rune Weaver Warbelt. Want to catch up? Okay. I'll keep sparking charge. Take the risk. Sweet stances. I still like fighting with the Leviathan, although I unlocked my old blades. Who the fuck are you? You're not a bot. That's Fallen. Wait, do you not know Fallen from elsewhere, Dan? He's a he's a shit poster on the Twitch chats. You don't tweet? Yeah, that's okay. Leviathan, Hunter Killer. Shit poster meets another. We're maxing number of targets to 8. Yes. While barehanded, aim and press R1 to instantly call and perform a powerful spinning attack. Okay. Can I not unlock Atreus skills? Oh, he's busy right now. Not busy anymore.
Wish I'd known I was a god in Alfheim. I wouldn't have felt so bad about killing so many elves.
Well, I'm not sure that's the lesson.
You've done nothing to
Whose
regret.
vault is this again?
The elves
Tyr's
forced their
vault?
affairs upon us.
No, I get it now. We had god things to do.
God,
And they
things
were
to
in the
do.
way, dragging us into their little problems.
Again,
Dragon
are we just
bees.
leaving that there?
I mean, just knowing we're gods makes me feel so much
Well,
stronger.
what you been up to?
Maybe you feel a little too good right now. With power comes a big choice, lad.
More
You can either
ESO.
serve yourself or put your godhood in the service of others, like Tyr did.
People really loved him, huh?
Aye, a god of war, but one who fought for peace. Had a reputation for being heroic and lawful, using his power and knowledge to stop wars rather than start them.
So there are good gods.
Once in a moon, it's been known to happen,
A
yes?
Devil and Necro, nice.
This one mentions places I've never heard of. Seems Tyr really liked to travel.
Tyr believed the mind, not might, was key to preventing war and chaos. And he also knew visiting other cultures would give him perspective staying in one place could not. While Odin always hoarded knowledge, guarding it jealously, Tyr was open and sharing with his learning and his wisdom.
Cool how like I'm
For
just
this,
rotating.
mortals adored Tyr, showing their love by bringing him gifts the world over.
Over.
So, whatever happened to Tyr?
Odin came to regard him as a threat to his rule. He
Well
suspected
regarded.
Tyr of collaborating to aid the giants instead of helping to steal their secrets for the Aesir. Same thing he accused me of, frankly. Though in Tyr's case, I believe he was right.
You think Tyr was helping the Giants?
I do. He felt responsible for the suffering visited upon them
The
by
older
Odin.
games were
I
not
suspect he
Norse
had
based,
something
right?
to
They
do
were
with
purely
helping
Greek,
cover the
right?
tracks.
Greek and
The missing Jotunheim.
Roman.
Correct. Whatever happened to it, I believe it could only have been done with Tyr and the giants working together.
And the next game has Egyptian.
Where
Interesting.
is this Black Rune head?
It feels
Don't
like
know.
the
I've
whole
never been in here.
Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson universe.
The stone! That has to be it.
Here's Vault. That's a big ring.
Naturally.
The vibration, the haptics in this game is beautiful. Okay, what happened?
Didn't think it would be that easy.
No. Was kind of hoping though.
Deactivate the
now?
wall's defenses.
Rather, a trap for the winds of hell. But where do you think the winds are?
The ones of what?
Oh, we forgot to mention that. When you were sick, we went to Helheim to get your cure.
You did?
Terrible
Helheim.
experience, by the by. Your dad picked up a new trick, though, with a little help from Brock.
Brock was there too?
If you want to borrow your PS2,
We'll get back to this.
you have a PS2, Laser? But how are you going to legally copy of... I was talking about this earlier, Laser, because I was just showing all of my PS1 games. How in the Middle East there was no
This
proper
Hindu
retail
from
scene,
Mountainland. Used to have one of my own back in the
retail
day.
gaming
You
scene.
should take it, boy.
Yes, boy. Take it.
So
We might
any
need to butter
like
bread somewhere in our
console, and like they didn't sell
This is why
Nintendos
no
because it
one
was really
likes you.
difficult to pirate cartridges. But I didn't know my PS1 was like modified to play pirated games. I just bought a PS1 and the games were sold for like 10 reals. No, PS1 was 5 reals. So like, and I didn't know it was piracy. That's just how it was. Yeah, PS1 games were 5 reals. Oh wait, other sword. Yeah, PS2 games were like 8 reals.
Freya, here.
Yes, Father!
Wait, you had a modded Wii?
Well, that's unfriendly.
I had a modded Xbox 360. 4 GB disc and burn your
Look,
own games.
Small
Man.
passages on either side. Perfect for the boy.
It's too small for Father.
Oh fuck me.
Careful, brother. Rhea's not here to bring you back if there's something to do.
Oh yeah. What the fuck?
So that's it then.
Yeah, no, there was like no retail scene. You couldn't find original games even if you tried. No, I mean, it's not surprising.
Well, that's unfriendly.
And they don't have like regional pricing,
Look,
right? So a lot of it,
small passages on either
most
side.
media is just
Careful
not
for the boy.
accessible, even if they were
Careful, brother.
available.
Rhea's
Not
here to
accessibly
bring you
priced,
back if there's something to do.
even if they were available. Oh. Oh. But how do I bring the so many treasures?
Look at that!
But yeah, now it's like very illegal. Like you can't really sell those copies without getting into trouble. Yeah. Check the value. It's the 9430. What is he reminiscing?
What'd you find?
Oh, he's mad.
Enough distraction.
Enough distraction.
Do not
He's big
forget
mad.
why we are here.
Okay.
You're saying your balls are inflated, Dan? That looks Egyptian. Yeah. Neither is this. Is that Egyptian? That looks Egyptian as fuck. Oh, there's a room. I see it. See what I can destroy in here. Yeah.
That's from a great desert
Yes,
land,
yes,
very
oh,
far
shit.
from here.
Do gods live there?
Oh my, yes. Many,
Balls
many
heavy.
gods.
Good or bad?
And not as simple as that, I'm afraid.
Oh no.
Watch your back!
Oi. Snip. No, I have not. I have not snipped. But the microplastics though, they probably did their magic.
Another wave on the right!
Oi.
Got that one, brother!
Oi. Fucking hell, who's doing this?
Guys, watch out!
Oh wait, turn to green, turn to green, turn to green, come on. Oi, fuck me. Come on, there you go. Alright. One more what?
That was.
Okay.
What did you see in that vault that set you off?
It is not important.
Seemed important to you.
It was a rash impulse. You need not dwell on my failings.
Wow, that was almost an apology. Well, I guess you do like to smash pottery.
Oh, then he noticed. I do like to smash pottery. Okay, now add command. How does it work? I switched over to Streamlabs. Oh, you watch that later. Outbot. Should be add command or add com, and then add command and then name of command and then what it does. Snip snip. You get it from
Stands to reason the second ring should behave like the first.
Prime's channel.
Just need to capture the wins.
It captures the wins. The previous place. Where you grab it from? Grab. Where's the previous wind? Oh, what's up here? Daddy. Wait, the Danville. Okay. Yeah, Nilpointer, I'm not gonna be using my the streaming platform I made because the lag is too crazy. I'm gonna do it the traditional way where I just keep my OBS running while I'm on my trip. I'm also on the fence about going to Japan. We'll see.
What of these?
Thought is faster than wind.
Something to be solved with our heads rather than our feet. Suits me fine.
You know, for someone
What
so
happened?
loved, Tyr sure was paranoid.
Aye.
Well,
Thanks to Odin.
I want to go to Korea first, right? Mainly for the event, and then like Japan is like a side thing. I'm on the fence. We'll see. Most likely we'll go. Where? I think I'm being a little too conservative. I don't know if I am or not with the spending. So I do want to go to the US and I want to go to... I want to make sure I have enough for Ireland next year, and I think I will. But you know, surprise expenses come in the way. Like today, with a reality check, my parents' car broke down. I think I still will have more than enough. I don't know. I haven't thought this through. I was so focused on work. Okay, where is where's that door? Oh, over there. It's gone. I might be just blurring a little too much. No! nightmares. I hate those bastards. Alright. Now.
Look, I just want to know the truth from now. Okay? I don't care if it hurts me or not. I want to learn.
Yeah, he took the God
Just
news
'cause you
pretty
hate being a
easily.
god doesn't mean I.
More small passages.
I know.
Oh, continue.
No.
I can't watch, brother.
No! I interrupted your... Okay, we'll bring that up. Nice. And A. Um,
And I thought those saws were scary.
there should be another seal somewhere around here.
Look! It's the wolf giants. Skull and Hati.
That's right. The bringers of day and night.
Right.
Ragnarok begins when they catch the sun and moon. Right? Did Tyr know them?
I don't know. Like them well enough to cover a massive wall in his vault with them, though.
The battle?
Don't you enjoy it at all? Being a god? On an adventure in some amazing place?
Adventure.
Maybe Mother wanted us to have a little fun. Everything we've seen and done. Maybe it was her gift.
Every little child. Alright. Orb. Come on. How do I fucking... Right. Here. They're making it inaccessible. Wait. How do I get that orb? Am I supposed to like go up?
Oh.
I'm supposed to climb. Climb, drop down. Oh my god.
Roger, on your right!
Right. Done? More? Where? You said air is with the S. There's more.
There's the wind trap.
How? There's a jump down? Come on. There should be a faster way. Seriously, wait. There's no faster way. Oh, wait. I know what. There you go.
Clever.
Dude, these game designers are fucking smart. What the fuck is going on? This is like some next level planning. You know.
The rune stone. It's lower.
Oh,
What's going on?
Trap!
cube?
Father!
I mean, it's just like a snippet of the gameplay, right?
Why? How do we get
I like
out?
that they use the guy
More
from
chains on the wall!
NBC3 Cube. Yeah, exactly.
What
Yeah.
do I do?
Atreus, focus! You can do this!
Please hurry. I don't know yet if I can drown.
Okay, think. Hati's the silver one. He
Die
holds
on kick. Oh wait, has the same weapon for years is crazy. Oh, what up, Eastern Streams? Thanks for letting me know there was a kick chatter. Yeah, I mean he's cursed with having that weapon.
For Ragnarok to happen, they have to eat them. These are out of order.
Good boy!
So the moon goes on the left, sun on the right, with Midgard in the middle. But which bar do I pull?
What?
Middle, quickly!
You're gonna be cooked. I don't know. Ragnarok will silver wolf eats the moon.
Moon left, sun right, with Midgard in the middle.
Moon left, sun right. Okay, with Midgard in the middle.
Middle, quickly!
Left, sun right, Midgard in the air.
Moon on the left, sun on the right, Midgard in the middle.
Left! Middle, quickly! The right, boy!
Moon, Midgard, sun.
The middle!
Oi,
Middle
Wait.
bar!
how are you, Easton? I'm cooked. Come on,
Father!
hurry! No!
Father, no!
Again. Yeah. Okay. Middle.
Bar! Middle,
Middle.
quickly!
Can I get them in order? Moon left, sun right, with Midgard in the
The
middle.
right, boy!
And all right, enjoy. Then
Left, boy!
thank you for the gift
Moon on
again
the
and
left,
the
sun on the
the
right.
subs.
Middle bar!
Appreciate you.
Right!
Did it!
Well, I can't drown. Guess that's something.
Dave. First try.
Not stop! Wait! What's that big chain for? Father, above you!
Repeat. Where am I? What will happen next? Yes.
Boy, you have to stop that chain.
Ow!
I do not know.
With his knife.
Wait,
What's he
I know
trying to do?
Her knife?
There's no other way.
Oh. That's one strong ass knife.
It's not working. That should've
It's
worked.
working. Well. Oh, it worked.
Her knife.
I know. But it's
Oh,
safe
it's
here.
gone.
That was cunning, boy.
Cunning means sneaky. Alright.
The road's free. I think we did it.
Aye. Let's go see what Tyr's got for us.
Oh no. Raised protection rune. It rubbed off. What should we do?
We keep going.
Protection rune. Oh. What did the rune do?
There it is. We've got it.
More baddies?
Boy. Yeah.
Oh, he got it.
On the day you were born, I made 2 knives,
Wow.
mixing metals from my home and from this land. One for myself, and when you were ready, one for you. Today is that day.
He's ready.
So I'm a man now. Like you?
No, we are not men. We are more than that. The responsibility is far greater. And you must be better than me. Understand?
This is the most emotional he's been throughout
You
the
will be
game.
better.
The power of this weapon, any weapon, comes from here. But only
The
when
chest
tempered
will
by
open.
this. By the discipline, the self-control of the one who wields it. That is where the true strength of a warrior lies. You must never forget that. Good then. Come.
Dream.
Got the rune. This will help us get to
Blank.
Jotunheim. Blank. Oh wait, it glows with him.
Wait.
Oh shit.
The rune. Did you see it?
Yes.
Are you certain?
I got it. Trust me.
Oh, that room closed off. Okay.
Aim for the face.
Oh my god. There are 2. One is frost, one is ashes. Damn it. We'll get the ashes, guys. Is it? Oh. Oh. Murmur getting rolled on all the time, yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Here. Okay. Oi. Oh my god. No! I'm blinded. I need help. No! I'm blinded again. Atlas, no. Atlas, stop. Atlas, this is not the time. Atlas. Little. No. Not now. No! Okay, one down. Okay, Atlas, you can come now.
He was big, but no match for us gods.
I have beaten bigger.
Beaten bigger.
Cute troll.
You beat sure.
Yeah. I'm
Now
turned
he's
around.
flexing.
Which way is the sandal back up?
It's 2:39. Okay, we got 20 minutes in me. And I'll hit 3-hour mark as well. Are we gonna get more monsters on the way back up? And here the Atlas coming to terrorize us. Sit.
We're so close to the end.
Sit.
Oh, their chairs very convenient.
Nindwine, the island
Why?
of Lemnos, near the place of my birth.
Lemnos.
To a journey's end.
Really? Smells like rotten eggs. Is it still good?
Possibly.
Bro, he's getting so much more expressive. That's good. I wonder how he'll be in the second game.
Father, why did you leave your home and come here? Does it have to do with the other gods there? It's just... you hate the gods so much. But Tyr proves that gods can be good. And you're good. You only killed those deserving, right?
Yes.
Ah, but who's worthy enough to judge?
Quiet, head. We are. We know better.
He's got the god ego now.
Sounding more like your da by the moment.
Ready.
Ready.
Come.
They still don't explain like
I think I'm gonna like being
how
a god.
he like survived the previous God of War games and got his life here. Came over to the Norse mythology world.
We go where we
Go
want,
back through the
we do
tower.
what we want, and now we're gonna go see the giants.
Aye. Having learned that travel rune to Jotunheim, we can now head back to the gateway on top of the peak and put that magic chisel to good use.
Nobody's getting in our way this time. Come on.
Great Airlines, most likely.
I'm gonna tell Sindri I'm a god. I'd like to see the look on his face.
No,
Is-
I may have kept your secret too long, but now you will keep our secret.
Tell Rock and Sindri.
Why should we hide where we are? Secrets are Odin's way. Shouldn't we be open? Like Tyr?
Tyr kept secrets too, for good reasons. To protect
Could have
people.
used. Guess they want us to
It is
climb
wiser
there.
to be discreet.
That doesn't mean you should lie to your friends. Or your family.
I'm sure Sindri would understand and do the same, lad. Don't fret.
I think ending with 3 was more open-ended. Okay.
So, lad,
I know he tried
excited
killing
to
himself
finally
at
see
the end.
land of the giants?
Yeah, but also sad the journey's almost over.
To
Oh, what if we
not
get
be chained to
Jotunheim
Athena no
and
more.
There aren't any giants there either.
Makes little difference to us. Fulfilling your mother's wish is what is important.
Ah! Oh, don't go anywhere. Be with you in 2 shakes.
Father, can I
Two
tell
pump chump.
No,
Tell me what? Did you put this wheel in your mouth? Oh God, I'll vomit. I'm not kidding. I'll throw up on it.
it is nothing. A family matter.
Oh. Oh, I can tell you a thing or two about family matters.
Let me guess. Your brother isn't as talented as you, and his work is junk.
Those things are accurate. Your point?
It's all you ever talk about. Over and over. Do something about it or shut up already.
I see.
Yeah! We're sick of hearing about little people's little problems.
Oh, is he doing that?
All right. That hurt a little. Let's have a look at your gear then. I guess
Upgrade
I can
anything?
muster the energy.
Talon bow upgrade.
You sure you wouldn't prefer Brock instead?
Oh, he's mad.
Something else for you then.
Fucking hell. What the fuck? Oi.
Got that one. You thought that was gonna stop us? Okay, which way up?
All right.
Why did you speak to the dwarf like that?
Aren't you sick of hearing about him and his
Yo,
mother?
Arun.
Of course.
Cooking man.
But it serves nothing to make an enemy of him.
He should know the truth, even if it
Finishing
hurts.
up the
It was
workday.
needless and unkind.
Truth is more important than kindness.
Your mother would disagree.
She wasn't a god.
Damn, he's got an ego. Okay. Do I open this orb? Oh my god. Atlas! This guy with the shield. What the How do I? Okay. Should be a way I can activate that orb.
Why don't you let me carry her up from here?
No.
Why not? We're almost there. You know I can handle it.
Can you? After the way you spoke of her, I question that.
What? That she wasn't a god?
She was better than a god, and you shall not dishonor her.
Fine. Carry her yourself.
Hidden chamber of Odin. Is this another Valkyrie? Oh, it is another Valkyrie. So much to unlock in this game. Not touching that Valkyrie. Too difficult.
Another Valkyrie.
What should we do with her?
Whatever you do, just be careful.
On the door yet. Go onwards. I'm stopping alright if I keep running. Do I not get hurt? That for now. Onwards. Jotunheim. End of the Giants. The baddies here. Right.
Back to help! I mean, he knew all along that we were gods. Why come up with the story about Odin trying to follow us to Jotunheim before we get there or whatever? Isn't it a lot simpler if they want us dead because we're gods? And they think we're a threat?
I suppose we can't rule it out, but Odin's ways are subtle and his purposes are...
Enough about Odin and his whole stupid family.
So what's up with the kid's ego? Lightning. He's triggering it. Hang on.
I suppose that's Odin's doing too. Nice try.
Atlas, no. Just no.
You and Mother always said all gods were evil. But we're not. Tyr wasn't. Freya neither. The Aesir gods, that's who's evil. And you know what? Odin's right. We are a threat. Because we know what they are and we know we can beat them.
Well, not
Getting
all
too
of them.
yappy.
Not
What's
yet.
going on with you?
Magni did his worst, and he's dead. They're no better than us, and they're gonna be sorry they picked this fight.
Atlas. Oh, who's that?
Thor, blame me. Me. For what you did to Magni. My own father called me a coward.
Looks like he did more than that. Move it, or we'll pick up where he left off.
I'll kill you. No. He is beaten. Not worth killing.
He should pay for what he said about Mother.
I said no.
But we're gods. We can do whatever
Oh,
we want.
hey, Atlas.
That's what I said to your mother right before I gave it to her. What are you doing?
Atlas, no.
This is a much better knife than Mother's.
Oh my.
You killed against my wishes. You lost
That's
control.
Haven't you been teaching me to kill?
I've been teaching you to survive. We are gods, boy. And that makes us a target. From now until the end of days, you are marked. So I teach you to kill, yes, but in defense of yourself. Never as an indulgence.
Nobody cared about him anyways. What's the difference?
There are consequences to killing a god!
Why? How do you know? How do you know?
Watch your tone, boy.
Whatever.
Ever.
Why are we going this way? Did we miss something back here?
In there. Let's continue the quest.
Keep your wits about you, boy. If Modi found us, Baldur cannot be far.
Good. I have a few words for him, too.
No, you do not. You will leave him to me.
So you can kill him. Because that's what we do to our enemies, right? Because he'd do the same to us.
I will do only what is necessary.
And I'll help.
No.
Oh. Oh, damn.
Look at that. Struck down by the gods.
What the fuck? The kid. I want to keep playing, although I want to stop now. A bit more. This is how we went up there. How are we gonna keep at?
Oh yeah, this room. But we need a new way up.
That bell?
Have you forgotten your training?
Oh. Are you talking to me? Thought you didn't like my tone. Whatever.
Get up. Oh, this door? Security room. Will come later. Will it take us all the way up?
I can't learn if you won't teach me.
You do not heed my lessons.
I've done everything you asked. And all I wanted was the truth. Where did you get your fire blades? Why did you hide them? You said there are consequences to killing a god. You used the blades to kill one. Who else did you kill? Before Magnum? How many? Do you hear me?
I heard you. And these are not subjects for discussion. Do not push me, boy.
Fine. Amir, guess what? I know everything I need to know now. I have nothing else to learn.
Ah, congratulations.
Mimir's tired of your bullshit too. This elevator is much better than the previous one. Right. We have arrived.
Let's take him!
Not yet.
Enough of these guys.
Dude,
Brothers, be warned. The tunnels I'm seeing in the walls up here show signs of recent dragon activity.
We already killed that dragon.
Oh, did you then? Well, how'd that go?
up there.
What does this say?
It says, don't wake him. Whatever. We've killed everything else in this mountain. Who else wants a taste?
No! Do it again. It's done. Okay, now how do I get the orb? All the way here. Far. Well, not my problem.
Boy.
Let's Daddy help.
This way! Die!
Oh!
Where? Oh, come on! He started that fight. That I can't see.
Moving a bit slow.
All right, I'm gonna call it.
Perfect.
Come on, this way!
Bye bye, Kick. Bye bye, YouTube.